Excuse me. Well, grand rising. Good afternoon, good evening, good middle of the night, whatever time you may find this video. You are now tuning in to the Eagles Soaring High Channel 2 Fireside Chat with Eagles. I am your host, Minister Ch.1 Williams, aka Eagles Soaring High. And this is, again, the Eagles Soaring High Channel 2 Fireside Chat with Eagles broadcast. In this video, we're going to be reflecting and going down memory lane once again. Yes. We're going to be reflecting and going down memory lane once again because I'm celebrating Eagles Soaring High Channel 1's 4th year anniversary. Eagles Soaring High Channel 1 4th year anniversary. And Eagles Soaring High Channel 2 Fireside Chat with Eagles 8th year anniversary on YouTube. And I am excited about it. I am so excited about making another year on both of these channels. So I've entitled this video celebrating Eagles Soaring High Channel 1 4th year anniversary and Eagles Soaring High Channel 2 Fireside Chat with Eagles 8th year anniversary on YouTube, reflecting and going down memory lane. In this video, in these videos, I am going to go back from the beginning and tell you how I started as a YouTuber and how I came to this app. So stick with me, stay with me all the way to the end. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to all of my channels. Eagles Soaring High Channel 1, Eagles Soaring High Channel 2 Fireside Chat with Eagles, and Purple Community Royal Priesthood. And that's Eagles Soaring High Channel 1 and Eagles Soaring High Channel 2 Fireside Chat with Eagles and Purple Community Royal Priesthood. All right, we're going to get ready and start and dive right into this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to all of my channels: Eagles Soaring High Channel 1, Eagles Soaring High Channel 2 Fireside Chat with Eagles, and Purple Community Royal Priesthood. All right, we'll be right back right after this 30-second break. Stay with me. one more time. Well, welcome back. This is the EaglesSoaringHigh Channel 2 Fireside Chat with Eagles broadcast. I am your host, Mr. Ch.1 Williams, aka Eagles Soaring High. I want to thank you all for joining me in the nest on today. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. I appreciate you all from the bottom of my heart to the depths of my soul. Thank you. I pray that you all cannot hear that, but you all probably can. That's the workers in the building. I can't do anything about that. But we are here. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to all of my channels. EaglesSoaringHigh Channel 1, EaglesSoaringHigh Channel 2, Fireside Chat with Eagles, and Purple Community Royal Priesthood. All right, let's get ready to dive right into this video. This video is entitled Celebrating EaglesSoaringHigh Channel 1 4th year anniversary and EaglesSoaringHigh Channel 2 Fireside Chat with Eagles 8th year anniversary on YouTube, reflecting and going down memory lane. Yes. Well, how did I come to YouTube? When I first started out on YouTube, I was just a supporter. Well, no, that's not true. When I first started on YouTube, I came to YouTube as a place of entertainment, a place where I could find as many movies, music, whatever it was to entertain me. I would come on and listen to a lot of my favorite songs, new songs, just came for entertainment. I didn't have any idea that I would be coming on this app and becoming a content creator. It was just for fun and entertainment. And as time went on, I began to find content creators. Content creators that I enjoyed. I'm sorry if I sound a little congested. I am very much congested because my sinuses and allergies are acting up on me. But as time began to move on, I began to find content creators. I'm not even sure and can't even tell you how I ended up in a lot of these content creators' chats. Maybe because they possibly showed up on my feed, and once I would click onto their videos, they would shout out other content creators, and I would go over and subscribe to their channels. just to support them and show them love. But that's how I really started out on YouTube. Is that I came on to be entertained by finding movies and music and anything else that I could find to entertain me. And as time went on, I began to find these different content creators. And I watched and I watched and I watched and I watched and I enjoyed. I enjoyed them so much. I was entertained by so many. And as time went on, I would make little videos that was content, but I wasn't for sure at that time that it would be something that I would desire to do or would do, because my schedule at the time was crazily busy. I was working at a very familiar grocery store, and I was attending church. And then there was so much and so many other things that I was doing that I didn't think that I would become a content creator. I was working at a very familiar and well-known grocery store. And in working there, it took up a lot of my time. A lot of these things that I'm going to share with you as I go down memory lane, you all would have heard. You would have heard them from my story mornings. But I worked at this grocery store and it took up a lot of my time. My hours were so long and my hours were so dreary that I could not make it to church all the time, particularly during the week. I couldn't make it to Bible study. I was a part of the choir. I couldn't make it to choir rehearsals because my hours, again, they were long and exhausting. And then on Sundays, I would change clothes and rush to try to get to church on time. I knew that I wouldn't make it to Sunday school because by the time Sunday school started, I would be getting off the clock. And then being on public transportation really slows everything down. Once you miss that first bus, you just you're going to be running behind schedule. And so I would rush from my job to go to church. And by the time I would get there, service would already be in progress. So I was taught and I learned that when you come in and the Spirit of God is moving, you don't become a distraction. You don't interrupt the movement of God by trying to get to the pulpit. So I would come in, the Spirit would be moving, and I would come in and sit at the back of the church. And then when service was over with, I would leave to go right back to work. This particular day, I was just getting ready to clock out. I had done my time and my shift. In fact, I believe I had done somebody else's shift as well, because the person called off and they had me to stay over. By the time that I clocked out and got off the clock, my phone made a sound. And the sound was indicating that I had a notification. And not just a notification, but a notification from Facebook. I clocked out, and as I clocked out, I clicked on the notification. Took me to my message. The message was from my pastor, well, now my ex-pastor, who declared that he had been trying to get in touch with me. He had been calling my phones. At the time, I had two phones, one that was in good condition and the other one not so good, but it still worked. So he declared that I'm sorry, you all. I had to sneeze and cough. Oh my goodness. And so, going back to my story, he declared that he had been trying to get in touch with me all day for the last few days, which was untrue because I didn't have any missed calls from him on neither one of my phones. It was untrue. He had lied. But anyway, his message was, I have been trying to get in touch with you for the last few days. And your phones kept going to voicemail. Your time being here has lessened. It's gotten so bad that you are only showing up once Sunday a month. Another untruth, another lie that he had told. Because I would come in and sit in the back so I didn't have to disrupt service when it was time for me to get up and go out the door so that I could make it back to work. So he said, since I was only showing up once a month, again, a lie, an untruth. That he was removing me from the ministerial staff and all my duties there at the church. And until I can be serious about ministry, he was removing me from ministry and the ministerial staff. But I could still come and be a member there. In reading that, I felt like I had been punched in my stomach or punched in my chest. And the wind was knocked out of me. Because anybody that knows me knows that ministry is the most important thing in my life. And I take ministry serious. I could not help that my work schedule collided with ministry. I talked to my managers and I shared with my managers my schedule for church and that. These were the days that I needed to be there. Wednesday evenings and Thursdays evenings. Wednesdays evening for Bible study and Thursday evening for choir rehearsal. And I reminded them and reminded them and reminded them and reminded them and reminded them before they made the schedule. And yet, they kept scheduling me on those days. They kept scheduling me on Sundays. Well, somebody may say, well, if ministry was really that important to you, why didn't you just quit your job? The Bible says that if a man don't work, he don't eat. And so I had to work. Because if I did not work and did not have a job, then he would have been saying, you need to find a job. Now that I have one and it's taken up a lot of my time, and I may not have been able to get there on a regular basis, but I was there, and I was there on more than one Sunday. I was given my tithes and my offering. And so he sends me this message, knocks the wind out of me. I begin to walk quickly to make it to the exit door. Because I could feel the tears welling up in my eyes. And I didn't want to be in the store bawling with tears burning down my face. So I get outside to a secluded spot. And I am in tears. My anxiety has kicked in. And I am having a panic attack. Falling completely apart. Feeling emotions and rage running through me. But yet, having a sense of numbness. I have been hurt before and have experienced hurt in my life, but never felt hurt like that. I was falling completely apart and didn't know what to do. My breathing was shallow, sweating, crying, shaking, having a hard time trying to catch my breath. Falling completely apart. This was new to me. I had never experienced hurt like that. And then for you to say that you're removing me and taking all of that away, but I can still be a member there? The hell you preach. No, sir. No, sir. We not finna do that. I began to calm down. I went to the bus stop to wait for my bus. In a panic. Falling completely apart. And I just got to be real with you. I am a smoker. And at that time, I thought that a cigarette would help calm me down. Sitting there, shaking, heaving, breathing shallow, screaming loudly within myself. Mind rushing and moving quickly. After a good 15 or 30 minutes, I begin to calm down. Not completely, but enough where I could pick myself up and go into the gas station to get something to drink. I went in and grabbed myself a Pepsi. and went back to the bus stop. The bus was taking so long to come. And I remember standing there waiting for the bus. The wait was so long, I sat on the fire hydrant. And I smoked about 5 to 7 cigarettes while waiting, hands still shaky. That was one of the most worst times in my life. And then God spoke to me. God said to me, why are you so upset? Why? I said to God, God, you see what my pastor did to me. You see, you know what he did. He removed me from the ministerial staff and all of my duties there. And you know how important ministry is to me. God said, why are you so upset? He said to me, man cannot take away from you what they didn't give you. They can't take away what they didn't give you. I called you to ministry, not man. I called you to preach my word, not man. And when I have put a scepter in your hand, son, no man can take it from you. No demon can take this scepter from you. So cheer up. By the time I got through my 7th cigarette, the bus was coming. I got on. I sat down on the bus, staring off into space, trying to wrap my mind around what had just happened, what had just taken place in my life. And then God reminded me once again that when he put a scepter in my hand, no man nor demon could take that from me except him, he who had called me. And so I get home. Many days and many nights I cried myself to sleep. I was just that broken over the situation. But I realized that God was in control. God was in control no matter what was happening or not happening. God was still in control. He was still in control of my purpose, my destiny, a purpose and my destiny, and my assignment that he had placed in me. So I continued to pick myself up and go to work. And tried to pretend as if nothing was bothering me. And I worked and I worked and I worked. They gave me a hard time, but I worked and I stayed. I kept threatening to leave my job. After a while, I kept going and working, going and working. I would cuss folks out, but I kept on going. People would, some of the staff would act crazy with me, and I would get right down with them, right down in the mud. By this time, they had promoted me to night crew, began to work overnights. If my ex-pastor had just waited, God was about to make it possible for me to get to church on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And get to church on Sunday morning, because I will work from 10 to 6 o'clock in the morning. But after what my ex-pastor did, I refused to return back. Me and my mom had gotten up, and even though I refused to go back, me and my mom got up early. We were up early. And we were going to go to church. But she couldn't find her glasses. Time was winding up, and I had to get to work. So I told her, I said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I told her, if I leave here to go to work and come back, and you found your glasses, It just means I wasn't meant to go back there. And that's what happened. She came to pick me up. And I told her, I said, I'm never going back there again. Because they were right where she had placed him. So I decided not to go back. I was like in about 4.5 years on my job. And I continued to work there. And with time, I began to feel a burning down on the inside of my soul. And I began to long to preach. I began to long to minister to God's people. But the problem is, I didn't have a church home any longer. But I wanted to preach. I began to feel like Jeremiah, where Jeremiah began to describe the word burning deep down on the inside of him like fire that wouldn't shut up in his bones. And that's what it felt like for me. It felt like fire. I began to experience the Jeremiah experience, where the word began to burn like fire on the inside of me. And I wanted to minister to God's people. I wanted God to use me to touch and impact and change his people's lives, impact them in a way that the mark that was left could not be erased. And it burned in me. And after a while, I began to tell God, God, I want to preach. I want to minister to your people, but I don't have a church home. I don't know where to go. I don't have a church home anymore. Yes, I could stand out here on the streets corners and preach. I can go into the subways and I could do that. But I wanted to make sure that whatever I did, that God was going to give me the green light. Started praying, asking God what did he want me to do and how he wanted me to do it. One day God said to me, he said, preach. I said, but God, you know I don't have no place to go. I don't have a church to preach. He said, you may not have a church with walls, but you do have a platform. I said, a platform? I don't have. I don't have a platform. I don't have anything. But I want to preach. God said to me, you have a chance. Use your YouTube channel to preach, to minister. I had not really thought about that. Part of me wasn't sure if YouTube would allow that. That was my fears talking. Because before I fully came on to YouTube, I was watching preachers on YouTube. And so when God said use YouTube, go on YouTube, I was like, okay. First thing, I didn't know how to begin a channel. Second of all, I didn't know what I was going to call my channel. Thirdly, I wasn't really sure if I could come on here and preach and impact the people's lives. Because I doubted myself. I doubted God's ability to use me. I didn't know where to begin and how to start. When God gives you instructions, He's already put in place everything you would need to begin your journey. He had already prepared everything. I said, well, how was it possible? Because it seemed like He taught me how to record and upload videos. I didn't know how to do none of this stuff that I'm doing now. Then he showed me how to record a video. I was trying to figure out how to upload it. Everything just began to fall in place. It started. My channels started and began with me using my phone. Never despise the small beginnings, because unless you can appreciate and be grateful for the small beginnings, then he cannot give you greater. It started all out making little videos introducing my channels and all. And then God bless you to get a laptop. He blessed me to get a laptop. I said, okay. Let's do it. I began to house sit for my sister while she went, took her and her children out of town. So I would house sit. I would stay there while they would go out of town. And I remember being there. I had just got through eating. And I heard God say to me, pray. I said, okay, I'll pray. Oh my goodness, this is at an hour mark. Let me move a little quicker and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to end this one in a few minutes. So God, I was sitting at my sister's house and I was sitting there at the table. God, I had just got through eating and God said to me, pray. I said, okay, I'll pray. And I got ready to begin to pray. And God said, no, I want you to record yourself praying and upload it. I'm like, okay. But because this was the first time I had ever owned a laptop, I had no idea how things worked. But somehow God managed to guide my fingers through the journey. And I would click on something that seemed like it was an accident, something that I wasn't trying to click on. but I clicked on it. God's hand guide. And I clicked on the box and it opened up. And I saw the camera guided me to make it into a camcorder, a camcorder, a camera. And then I began to record. I started praying. And when I was done, when God had turned me loose, I ended. I stopped. Taught me how to make a thumbnail and all. And that was the beginning of me starting my journey as a content creator. All right. We got to go. We got to go. We got to go. Don't forget to hit the like button as you come in or as you go out. I would appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to all of my channels. EaglesSoaringHigh Channel 1, EaglesSoaringHigh Channel 2, Fireside Chat with Eagles, and Purple Community Royal Priesthood. I know this video has started out slow, but I'm going to pick up the pace within the next one as I continue to go down memory lane. We will be right back after this 30-second break. And when we come back, I'll be back with final thoughts and to let you go. All right. We'll be back. God bless you. Stay with me until the end. Well, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I pray that I have not bored you all too much as I began to go down memory lane. I feel that it is important to be transparent, and not only transparent, but to also take you through the steps and my journey as I move towards becoming a content creator. I want to thank all of you for tuning in on tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. I want to thank all of my new subscribers that have joined up with me and the nest on all of my channels. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Welcome to the nest. There is absolutely so much more for me to get into as I am celebrating my channel's anniversary, EaglesSoaringHigh Channel 1, 4th year anniversary, and EaglesSoaringHigh Channel 2 Fireside Chat with Eagles 8th year anniversary on YouTube. As I am reflecting and going down memory lane, there is so much more to share with you of my testimony of how I became who I am today on YouTube as a content creator. Well, I want to thank you all for joining me in the nest. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. God bless you to all of my day one subscribers that's been with me, my fam subscribers. God bless you all. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I say thank you. I appreciate every last one of you. I could not do this without you. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you. To my replay game that's going to catch this, thank you so much for stopping by to catch the replay game. I know this video, it's the first video, has started out kind of slow, but as I continue on, I'm going to try to move quickly as I recount and as I reflect and head down memory lane. All right, we're getting ready to get on up out of here. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to all of my channels. EaglesSoaringHigh Channel 1, EaglesSoaringHigh Channel 2, Fireside Chat with Eagles, and Purple Community Royal Priesthood. Hit the like button as you come in and hit the like button as you go out. It doesn't matter. I want to thank you all so much. God bless you. May God bless you. May God keep you, and may his love forever shine upon you. And until the next time, stay blessed and safe and in the Master's arms. God bless you. Bye for now.